In 2024, he finished number one, 834,000. And in 2025, he finished number one, breaking an all-time record inside of wrench. He did $1,088,000. And when I was talking to him, he said, hey, Kev, let's just round up to 1.1 million.
I treat every call like a good call. The energy that you put into that call is energy that you're going to get out.
Any technique that you find that is working for you, that you think is world-class, that you can share.
You get the customer involved as much as you can. A homeowner doesn't care how much you know. They care they can trust you. Once you have that trust with them, all that other stuff follows.
Hello, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the Wisdom of Wrench podcast. My name is Kevin Comerford. And boy, do we have a great show today. I know I say that all the time, but this one, let me tell you, as I was preparing for it, I was learning some things about the gentleman that we're interviewing today. And then more and more that I learned about him, the more excited I got. You're going to hear all about this gentleman in just a minute. I want to speak real quick about some of his accomplishments. He is a 3-time GOAT Award winner in a category that we call service revenue. In 2023, he finished second in all of wrench with revenues of $541,000. In 2024, he finished number one, $834,000. And in 2025, he finished number one, breaking an all-time record inside of wrench, where he did just over he did $1,088,000. And when I was talking to him, he said, hey, Kev, let's just round up to 1.1 million. Unbelievable. As I was preparing for this, I sent over questions to him thinking that he was a service technician. And Sam Arias, who you're going to meet in just a minute, came back to me and responded and said, hey, I just want you to know I'm doing all this as a maintenance technician. Wow. So for all of those of you that may have looked at the stats on the GOAT rankings and thought, oh, okay, this gentleman must be doing compressor replacements, must be doing big, heavy repairs. Sam was quick to point out when we chatted this morning, he's never run a service call. He's never run a demand breakdown call. All he runs are maintenance calls. Wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to the man of the hour, Mr. Sam Arias. Welcome, Sam.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. We are going to get into it. I'm excited for our listeners and our audience to get to know you, because you've got a great story. So, Sam, let's just start right there. When we were chatting before, you were saying some really, really cool things about your family, your background. So let's just talk about that and give our audience a chance to get to know you. So tell us I'll begin by saying you work for Cool Today, which is located where? In Bradenton?
Sarasota.
In Sarasota, excuse me. You live in Bradenton, correct?
Correct. I live in Bradenton, correct.
Yeah, so Cool Today is located in Sarasota, Florida, which is on the west coast of Florida, over there by Naples and Tampa and Fort Myers. Beautiful area. So, Sam, give us a little bit of your background and how you started in the trades.
So, I was born in Bradenton, Florida. I have parents. I have my mom. She's from Miami. My dad, he's from Mexico. Very humble people, I would say. I've been doing this for 3 years now. Went to Manatee Technical College. Graduated within a year. And ever since then, Cool Today picked me up. And I've been working here ever since. And I would say, I didn't come, a background of technicians, right? My parents, my dad did landscaping, my mom, she worked at a warehouse. And I just wanted to do something different. Like I said, my dad sacrificed a lot to give me and my brother a better life. And so that's what I'm doing now. I feel like I've been changing lives, in my opinion, with my son, my daughter, my whole family, basically.
So Sam, you said your background was a little bit different than maybe the typical HVAC technician. What did you do
Absolutely.
before you came to Cool Today?
Uh, I was working at a phone store.
Okay.
But before that, I was in school. Like I said, I've been doing this for 3 years. I graduated pretty late. I graduated in 2019 when I was 18 or 19 years old. I took a year. I took like a year off, and I just started working at a phone store. And ever since then, I just decided I wanted to do AC. Going to Manatee Technical College, um, and from there, I just picked I wanted to do AC because of the demand out here.
And the technical college you went to, that was for the trade. That was for
Yeah,
HVAC.
correct,
How did you
correct.
get connected there? What made you go that direction?
So when I graduated in 2019 from Manatee High, my guidance teacher, she told me that there's a program that they would pay me to go to school, any trade you wanted to. It was plumbers, welders, electricians, and out of all those lists that she showed me, the one that glowed to me, the one that was glowing for me was HVAC. That's the one that stuck out for me. That one there, when I seen that, I'm like, man, who wants to come home at, a 10-hour shift, 12-hour shift, they come home and their AC is broken, you know? So that's what I was looking at, mainly when I wanted to become a service technician. And, but ever since we're cool today, I feel like my place was in maintenance. So, but yeah,
Yeah, so take me back. At Manatee High,
yeah,
you said you had a counselor.
yeah,
Wow. I
yeah,
mean, think
correct.
about, was that a man or a woman?
It was Ms. Watkins, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
think about, I just got the chills thinking about Miss Watkins in her laying that out and giving you guidance. I mean, that is so cool. So she was the one that really laid different options out for you, and sounds to me like the one that really jumped out to you was obviously the technical one, and then or excuse me, the HVAC one, and that's what drove you to go to the technical school.
correct. Yeah. First, I wanted to go to military, but I had my kid, and I don't know. I feel like I wanted to do something else besides going to the military.
Yeah.
And AC, I stuck with it. Yeah, going to a trade.
So real quick, so you graduated from high school late at 19 and you already had a kid by then?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I had a high school. Yeah, I had a kid in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, that is correct. He came just in time. I think it was like 2 months before I was about to graduate, and people would have been, like where I come from, they would have dropped out, went to go to work. But like I said, I didn't want that. My parents didn't want that for me.
So
So
that's exactly what I wanted to ask is like what was the support system like? Because on the surface, if you were to look at somebody today that graduated at 19, right? We
yeah,
all are going to have an assumption of what that person might be capable of, right? It's a wrong
yeah.
assumption, right? You can't judge a book by its cover,
No, you can't. Yeah, I do agree.
but right, and then you throw on, oh, this person also has a kid on the way or already here.
Yeah.
You had your counselor, you have your parents. So what was that? What did that look like? Like what made you pull through? Because not a lot of people are going to look at that mountain and say, you know what? Yeah, I want to climb that mountain. What was it for you?
No, you're right. So when I told my parents that my fiance now, she was pregnant, um, they like every parent, they would be, disappointed, why now? Like you're too young for that. And it just happened. I told my mom, my dad, my dad was always my support system. My mom was kind of always hard, you know. Um, always giving doubts and all. But my dad was always there with me. Financially, I was a kid. Financially, financial stable. Um, my parents helped out a lot. I had 2 jobs. I worked at a fast food place in a warehouse, and I was still going to school. I basically had 3 jobs, school and 2 jobs, and I did the best that I can. And ever since then, I always told myself I have to graduate. I was the first one to graduate in my whole family. So
Graduate from high school or
From the whole, from high school, for the whole Arias family, I was the first one to graduate.
What a success story,
Yeah.
brother.
Thank you.
That is awesome. So you've been with Cool Today for 3 years.
3 years.
Andrew, by the way, Andrew, our producer, voice of the people. Thank you for those great questions. You'll be hearing from him throughout the show. And one of the things I wanted to ask you is when you, what drove you to Cool Today? How did you hear about them?
So actually, I had that day after I graduated, I did a lot of applications. There's 4 people. There was 4 companies that reached out. It was on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. I went to the 4 interviews that day, and out of 4 of them, Cool Today was the one that stuck out to me. It's just the environment out here with Cool Today. It's a beautiful thing. They treat you like family here. It's what it felt in the interview. I had 4 managers here at one point. They were all there, and we were all just chatting. When in my interview, they were telling me how school was, how much do you know, and what I did like about Cool Today is that they take you in new, right? They give you that stepping stone of they'll work with you is what I liked about Cool Today, and ever since then, man, I'm happy that out of all the 4, I'm happy that I chose Cool Today. Out of all the 4 I did with the interview. Yeah. So.
And I know Jamie.
Oh yeah, Jamie was I love Jamie.
He's a great man.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's the founder of Cool Today.
Yes, he is.
And did a lot of great things inside the industry. Whether it be at Nexstar or for continuing with the Wrench Group. Jamie D. Domenico is a very, very special man and obviously built a very, very special business there.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, 100%.
And it sounds like if you got the feeling from his managers, the feeling that he would want, which is the family feeling inside of the business. Is that safe to say? I mean, I know you shared that.
Oh, 100%. Man, Jamie, Jamie was just he was such a humble person that I took that, and yeah, he made all these millions. He sold the company, but man, at the end of the day, that man's he's a humbled man. When I was there last year in Nashville, I shook his hand. I told him, man, I thank you for being such a humble person. That shows me how much humble I want to be. So
great. Yeah. He is. He's got that. So you said you were in Nashville last year. Goat Awards. The year you did 834,000. Did I mention? I don't think I mentioned it enough. You broke the $1 million barrier. You broke the $1 million. Broke through it, blew it away. So impressive. You're going to be in San Diego in March, celebrating again with all of us at the Goat Awards. So great. So you mentioned your children. Tell us about them. I know you've got a 7-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 4-month-old. Is that right?
That is correct. Yeah. So my 7-year-old, man, my first son, my firstborn. For him, this is who I truly do. I do it all for my kids, but with him, every time I look at him, I see me. I see how I remember how small I was, how a beautiful kid. Every time I see him, he just glows for me. And Sam, he's kind of a hothead. He gets mad easily. He tells me he wants to go in sports. He's into boxing, football. Is what he really wants to do. My daughter, man, beautiful daughter. I love her so much. She's very smart, very smart. I think she's gonna be the one that's gonna become a doctor, 100%. And then my 4-month-old Gabriella, man, I love her. Every time when I see her or hold her, she just gets heavier and heavier. Yeah, she gets really big, and when I see her, she just glows for me, 100%.
So, what? And a shout out to your fiance as well. Can we give a little love to her?
Oh yeah, love you, baby.
Yeah. What is her name?
Her name is Anna.
Okay, and she will be there in San Diego.
She sure will. I'll introduce you to her too.
Is that that is one of the special things that I love about Wrench, that they send Sam's wife, and
Yeah.
they send Sam's manager when you achieve the GOAT Award. So who's the manager that's going to be coming with you in?
Ooh, Mr. Zach, Mr. Zach Coolidge, man, he's a really good manager, man. His hard work would not go unnoticed, 100%. Very good people. When I'm feeling down, or even I don't just I look at him as a friend. Every time when I need something, or if I'm feeling down that day, I truly do call him. When he's not in the office, he's out sick, I still text him like, "Hey, I hope you're feeling good." Yeah, he's really good people.
That's great. That's great. And he's been your manager for how long?
I'll say 2 years now.
2 years. Okay.
2 years.
Well, shout out to Zach. Thank you, Zach, for all that you do.
100%.
And that very, very special, obviously, the relationship that you have. And obviously sounds like Zach does a great job of fanning your flame
Yeah,
and
he
continuing
does.
to support you and remove obstacles and do all the things a great manager has to do when you've got such a high performer like yourself.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
great.
You. Yeah, he does.
So tell me about training that you went through. How you came from, you said you were working in a warehouse, you were working at a fast food place, you were working at a
Yeah.
phone store. Wait a second. You then went to technical school, got
Yeah.
what, 9 or 12 months of technical training?
That is correct. Yeah.
And that was primarily on commercial, I would imagine. Did they really do much residential, or was it
No, it was all residential.
all residential? Okay.
Yeah, all residential. The training that I got there was really good. Mr. Forbes, he was my instructor. He was doing really good with us, hands on. Now, with him, I would say in this class I was the lowest one there. I would say I was the lowest one in my class. But he said it best, because I still reach out to him. He said, "You were the lowest one in my class, but you're the most successful one there." And when he told me that, I'm like, wow, that really hit. That really hit.
When you say the
'Cause I told him all
lowest
these
one,
good
what
things.
does that mean, lowest one?
So my grades weren't as good.
I
And
see.
what I mean by that, my grades weren't good. My test scores weren't. I basically barely passed. And but as I was never book smart. But I was like I said, I was always good with my hands, so that's why I really chose HVAC.
Isn't that beautiful? What a
Yeah.
what a great story. Well, that's so good. That's so good. So then you come into Cool today. What did they teach you that maybe the
Well, cool.
technical school?
So we're cool today. Obviously, with school and on being on the field is completely different. I know you guys hear that a lot, but it is truly completely different. Um, with Cool today, they had me train when I first started. They had me train for like 6 weeks. We rotated. It was first you would be with the maintenance, for the first 2 or 3 weeks. After that, you'll be in service. And I just saw the two different. It was 3 weeks here with maintenance, 3 weeks with service, and I just learned the difference. And man, the trainers that they put me with, really good people. They really took their time with me. It wasn't just just come ride with me and you're gonna see this hands on and that's it. No, they walked me every step by step. So I
Mhm.
really did. I really appreciate my trainers.
That's great. That's great. So when what are some of the things that Sam does? Some of your success habits that you've now had 3 years of success. So this wasn't a
Yeah.
one and done.
No.
What are some of the things that keep you inspired? And what are some of the things and success habits that you do regularly to keep your performance as high as it is?
Right. Well, I would say I treat every call like a good call. I would say, um, the energy that you put into that call is the energy that you're gonna get out.
Mm.
Right. I can't tell how many times I went to a customer home and they've told me, they wanted me to do this and this, and I gladly helped them, right? But what I really do at a call is what keeps me inspired is to have to surround with me with people that are motivated just as much as I am. That's the attitude that I want. I surround with people that are inspired, that they're motivated. Yeah, that's really about it.
So who taught you that? Because that's
Um,
a big message right there,
yeah,
especially
uh,
Sam, to young technicians,
yeah,
because it's easy to get caught up in the wrong crowd.
yeah. It is. Yeah, it is. You
And
surround yourself who you are, right? Who you are is who you surround yourself with. I learned that myself. I'm gonna be honest. When I was down bad, right? When I was really down bad, the friends that I knew that I thought they were friends, they weren't there. So I learned at a quick age that if you surround your people with good people, it's gonna come back to you. And that's what happened in this industry. I felt like if I'm motivated and dedicated enough and I surround myself with good people, you will succeed in this industry. And in life, I feel like
and so
you just want to have
you have this. I interrupted you. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, yeah, I have the support with friends and family and like I have buddies that work at Cool Today, and I surround myself with them because they're really good people. When I need something, they're there to help.
And they keep you inspired,
100%,
and they
100%.
keep pushing you.
To the yeah, they keep pushing me to succeed in life. We all help each other out. But man, the friends that I have, they're really good people, really good people.
That's great. So, for that technician out there that might be getting caught up in some of the negativity that just happens,
Yeah.
that can happen inside companies where you get a tech that he's complaining about his calls. What advice would you give to that tech, and what works for you?
Um, you have to overcome that. I would say that there. I wouldn't even recommend looking at a call because I've been so many times I've been to a call and I'm like, I'm not gonna get anything here. I'm not gonna, I'm not even gonna recommend this because it looks like they can't even afford it. You don't want to look at it. You don't want to be there. I guess you could say for the sale. You want to be there for the customer, right? You want to build trust with them. I would say, um, uh, just don't look at every call. Look at every call like as a success call. Um, and like the process that I do, you want to build trust with that customer, no matter what it is. You want to build trust with them.
Mhm.
Because no matter it doesn't matter how much you know, it mainly matters about if they trust you or not,
Mm.
and then it follows that to what you know.
That's great.
You know,
Mentioned earlier, you've never run a breakdown call.
no,
So the typical call you're running is a maintenance call. Is that
yeah,
right?
that is correct.
A marketed tune-up
Yep.
or a maintenance agreement, right? What do you call them at Cool Today?
Yeah. Maintenance agreements.
Okay. Do they have a name like an
We
MVP or a VIP,
nah,
club
nah. It's just
membership,
straight.
club
Yeah,
membership, or
just a membership. Yeah,
membership?
just a membership.
Okay, got it. Okay. So you're typically running these membership calls.
Yeah.
And like, if I were to take 100 calls, what percentage of those calls are existing maintenance clients versus a marketed call, a $69 and $89 marketed
Yeah.
call?
I'm gonna be honest. I'll say 90% of his memberships.
90% of
Ninety
your
percent
calls are
of
memberships. Okay.
90% of my calls are mainly more memberships. I'll get tune-up calls here and there, but mainly our calls is memberships.
Okay. So you're running a membership call,
Yeah.
and take me through the process that you said you build trust, but take me through the process of that call. What does that call typically look like?
Well, obviously, I greet myself. I put my boot covers on. I tell them how the system's been, how it runs. But while I'm doing that, I scan around the room. I scan on, what kind of activities they like, which it can be football, it can be fishing. Last week, I had this one lady Her whole wall was nothing but paintings, and I was there for at least 40 minutes. I haven't even started the maintenance yet. I asked her, "What is your favorite painting here?" And
Mm.
she took me in the middle of her living room, and it was this one. I asked her why. Um, and stuff like that. I feel like when you start talking to them and building that relationship with them, it's a great thing. You know, like I can't stress enough on how much I've done that. And I feel like when I do that, I succeed on every call that I do. So that's
Hmm.
how a typical call looks for me. Um, and I just build that trust. That's my main thing.
Can you go into the thought process or like what's kind of going through your mind when you're saying don't look at, or I'm sorry, I forgot how you worded it, but basically every call is a good call? Because I'd imagine a lot of
Yeah.
people have a hard time with that because, again, they're going to look at the next guy and it's like, oh, well, that guy had an easy call. Of course he sold that. But for me, I had the
Yeah.
bad call. But how do you look past all of that?
To be honest, I don't even know what's a good call or a bad call. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what's a good call or a bad call. Yeah, I looked at the history and I can see that they spend money, but to be honest, it doesn't matter. I don't care what they spend. I'm there to see what they want to do today.
Hmm.
Obviously, I'm there for the maintenance and I want to take care of them as much as I can. But I don't look at the past. I just, like I said, I look at the future. And when I'm there, I'm just a different technician from the last.
Hmm.
So um,
So,
to be honest, I don't think there's such thing as a good call or a bad call, in my opinion.
hmm so you go in, you obviously are building some rapport with the client.
Yeah,
You're looking for things like that wall that has all the paintings on it. I mean,
yeah,
you're observing, right?
yeah. I'm
And are
standing
you
in the room. Yeah.
intentional? Are you pretty intentional with looking for those types of things? Like, what are some of the things you're looking for?
Anything. It can be like I said with fishing. They're into fish. I ask them what kind of boat you guys use. Do you guys have a fishing boat? Where do you guys fish? Where do you get your baits? Or football. I ask them about what team they like. Um, like sometimes they're into like cars. I ever go into these customers' homes and man, they have like beautiful cars out there. Sometimes they're Ferraris. I've been going to homes that they're Ferraris. I'm like, it's so that there is inspirational for me. Um, but that's how I typically that's what I do. I really scan the room and I try to build their trust.
And you build trust basically through the uh, through the different
Yeah,
items that you see and what they're hanging up in their house is that's great.
exactly.
And you're
Yeah, correct.
spending how it sounds like however much time necessary. You said on that one call you spent 40 minutes.
40 minutes on a one system home. Yeah. The 40 minutes on that lady's painting, man. But it was a beautiful painting though, I would say.
I bet. And I bet she loved to talk about it.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Cuz that's the thing that I've realized in my experience is people put those things up because they want you to acknowledge them. They want you to see it. So
They're
they're
proud of what they hung up.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
there's always history behind it and what
oh
brought them
yeah.
here and yeah, that's great. Okay, so you build the relationship on the front end. You are now getting ready to go and do your tune up, right?
Yeah.
How involved do you keep the client with
Very
with
involved.
with your service?
I can't stress that. I can't stress that enough. Always keep the customer involved. Well, when I'm in the maintenance, one big thing like I said, what I mainly recommend is UV lights, right? Um, I don't care where the unit's at. It can be in the closet, it can be in the attic, it can be in the garage. I show them photos, but photos can just do so much. They don't even know what they're looking at, right? So I take them to the garage and I'll be like, hey, this is your evaporator coil, this is your blower. Obviously this is all connected to each other with the compressor outside and all is what throws your coil out the vents. I acknowledge in them. I acknowledge them what they're looking at. But my key thing is always get the customers involved. You point things out. I always get them involved with, do they change their filters? Do they, big thing out here is drain lines. Drain line gets clogged up if you don't do anything to it. So I just try to get them involved as much as I can.
Got it. So You're taking them through a process where you're sounds like you're bringing them to the unit,
Yeah.
pointing out how things operate, pointing out, educating them. Is that right?
Yep.
And
That is correct.
they probably feel good about that. And then it sounds like you might go into a little bit of a UV light story.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
So tell me about that. Tell me if
So
I'm a homeowner, take me through how you're bridging that conversation.
yeah, for sure. So some customers have UV lights in there already. Some customers don't have any UV lights in it. How I usually tell them is, hey, Mr. Customer, um, you know, you're having a little bit of growth growing there right now. And obviously, like right now, I feel like we'll be catching it just in time. We could clean it and we can sanitize it, but cleaning it is like putting on a Band-Aid. It's just going to come right back, right? With the UV lights, it kills and prevents any more from wanting to grow. That's the ones that we have. They're very bright. Um, I usually talk to them about I talk to them at least for 45 minutes just on the product, you know, because you have to understand the price that we have for those products. They get expensive, right? Um, and I always get customers on, how come the last technician didn't mention this? Why it didn't come with the unit, right? And I usually just tell them, hey, I can't speak for every technician. I'm seeing it now. Hypothetically, if the technician brought this up 6 months ago, what would we do something different today? Would you want to do the UV lights? Do you just want to sanitize it and clean it? But that's what I usually really do is it's I talk to them about the product and then we just go from there.
Do you bring the product in? Do you bring a brochure? What do you typically do?
So I used to do that. I used to bring the product we have it in our trucks, obviously, but I would sometimes bring the product in and I'll show them, hey, that we have a kit that comes with 3 UV lights, 2 UV lights, or just doing one. Now I stopped doing that. I mainly more use, I show them photos from previous, homeowners.
Mhm.
Hey, this is how it usually look. You put one in the supply, one on the blower, and then one underneath the coil. Um, that's how we usually would recommend doing it. And I've shown photos. Hey, this is how they look. They last 3 years now. They take 240 volts. Um, but yeah, I leave brochures and I do leave the estimates there for them if that's what they want. Yeah.
And so your kit sometimes comes with 3 UV lights that you install. Did I
Well,
hear you say you put one in the return,
yeah.
one in
Well, one in a coil.
one in the
Sorry,
coil?
let me rephrase that.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's 2 UV lights with an oxidizer, which is basically like almost like an air purifier.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, yeah, we put one underneath the coil, one on the return, and then one in the supply.
Okay. Okay. And then when the oxidizer is what is that
It's basically like it throws ozone
okay?
to the home. Correct. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that gets rid of the smoke smells, the kitchen smells,
Yeah. Correct. Yeah. Odors. Yeah. Pets.
odors,
Kitchen
pets.
smells. Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Great. And then and are you when you're selling the UV light, let me just make sure I'm clear on this. Is it 2 UV lights and an oxidizer? What's the number one thing you're selling?
The triple, the 2 UV lights with an oxidizer.
Okay. And that has a retail, what are you selling that for?
It just went up. It's 29.15.
29.15. Okay.
Yeah.
29.15, and you probably get a 10% fee on that, I would imagine, fee for
Yeah.
service.
Correct.
God bless America. That's great. Okay.
Yeah.
So and you're installing that right there for the homeowner.
Right there and then yep, that is correct.
Okay. And are you utilizing any financing?
Oh, of course. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like we have financing training almost every other week. They bring it up in the maintenance or in a maintenance meeting. Um, if a customer can't afford it, we have this thing that we say is we have Miss Kim. She tells us it's an easy pay. Either you can pay all the lump sum today, or you can go on our easy pay, which is basically a monthly payment, low as $80 a month. So it's not. So you guys don't have to hit it. You guys don't have to pay all of it today because it is a hard hit. Anyway, it's $29.15. You know, on UV lights. So, but we do have that financing. I always bring it up to every customer, even if they can pay the whole thing off today.
If they say, "Boy, Sam, I like it, but gosh, it just seems expensive to me."
Thanks. Yeah, yeah. That's my main thing. That's when I really, bring up the financing as well. But I think what really sells the financing is the 12-month no interest. Because a lot of customers be like, "Well, I can do it in 2 or 3 months." Well, we can do it today, and in 3 months you can pay it off. And like I said, you don't get penalized for that.
Okay, so 12-month no interest. So 12-month no interest, and there is no probably early payment plan. So if I want to pay it off at month 3, there's no penalty for me.
No.
Got it. Okay. And that's probably built in. I would imagine that 12-month no interest is probably built in to the pricing.
That is correct.
So there's you don't have to upcharge the client to take advantage of that.
No.
They pay the same if they were to pay cash.
Exactly.
So it's like, it makes absolute sense. Let's just get the financing going. There's no discount for cash. Is that right?
No, there's no discount for cash. No.
Yeah. So it makes absolute sense to just take advantage of the financing and then pay it off in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, etc.
Yeah.
Okay. So after 12 months, okay, you probably let clients know that the interest is it gonna accrue back to day one? How much are you educating the client on when they need to pay it off, etc.?
Yeah. So there's 2 options that they can take. It's deferred interest or the 12-month no interest. If they know they're not going to pay it within 12 months, they will go to that deferred interest. But that's one thing I do talk to them is, hey, if you're not going to pay it off, because the interest in 12 months the interest on that one is very high. And I usually always tell them, if you can't pay it off in 12 months, I would recommend going to the deferred interest. And I think it's like 6.9 or something like that. But with after the 12 months, I think it's like 12%, 13%, but that's obviously if you don't pay it off within 12 months. But I do talk to them like that. I try to talk to them what they're getting themselves into.
Yeah, for
with
sure.
The financing.
Communicating that to them is critically important.
100%.
And you probably feel better when you communicate it to them. And I remember there was a technician that worked at our company here in Pleasanton that used to write it on the client's calendar. The client had a calendar, and they would go up 12 months and make sure that the tech wrote it down so the client knew that, hey, got to pay it off by this date.
A really good technician.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, and
that shows actually value in that. Oh.
Yeah, or if a lot of clients, having them pull out their phone right then and there and put it into their calendar.
Say a reminder.
Hey, we've got to, and he took it upon himself to take that responsibility because he felt, I love that the last thing I want this client to do is get hit with this big interest after we've had such a great relationship. So let me help them by making sure that there's reminders, whether it be in their phone, on the calendar, etc.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, that's great.
That's pretty smart. I actually might take that from the technician.
Perfect. Beautiful. That's great. So are you mainly running younger systems that you guys installed?
Kind some on the slow seasons, yeah. But like usually I will run between a 2 to the 8, 9-year-old system.
2 to 8 or 9-year-old systems. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. But mainly, I mean, even I know a lot of technicians don't like going to a young system because they think oh, I'm not going to get anything here. But I'm going to be honest, with the product that I recommend, it's better to prevent it than kill it, right? It's easier to catch it on time before it starts getting worse. That's my main thing. Is I try to tell the technicians that yeah, it's a new system, but with that new system is, like I said, with the product that we sell, it's better to catch it on time and prevent it before it starts getting worse.
You said something earlier that I want to make sure our listeners and all those young technicians out there hear. You made a statement and you said, hey, Mrs. Jones, we're catching this just in time.
Yeah.
That stood out to me like, oh, okay, great. You
Yeah.
mean, Sam, this is going to grow a lot more?
Correct. Yeah.
Certainly, you could certainly see that the growth is just beginning and we're catching
Yeah.
it just in time is what I heard you say.
Yeah. That there clicks in their mind that, man, like, I should get on top of this before it starts getting worse. Like sometimes like underneath the coil, you'll see a little growth here, and on the blower, you see like some growth on the wiring.
Mm-hmm.
That there is what I showed them. I'm like, hey, like right now it's not bad. Your blower motor, the blower blades are doing phenomenal. There's no growth in them, but like on the wiring, that's where I see the growth right now. Underneath your coil, it is growing, and obviously, the longer you wait, the more growth is going to keep. The more growth is going to keep growing.
And you
So
said you're showing them. Are you
yeah,
taking pictures or are you physically bringing them over so they see it themselves?
I do both. So what I do is the coils. I mean, every coil is not visible, right? Until you take off the cover. But underneath the coil is you can't really see it until you stick your phone there or a camera down there. So I take out the filter. I show them underneath the coil, um, and I show them on my phone. I'm like, hey, this is your coil. You see that growth underneath? That there's it's growing. It's growing it's growing enough to I would recommend a UV light.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When you're going through the system, I think Alan Smith on one of our previous podcasts would have said you're digging for gold.
Oh, I seen that one. Yeah, you're digging for gold.
You're digging for gold. Yes, you're looking for where the past technician failed to look because it was probably there. Right,
Yeah,
Sam?
yeah, yeah. No, I feel like a lot of technicians, in my opinion, what I've seen, I think they're scared of that number, or they're scared of getting yelled at, right? When you're going to a 6-month-old system, you get when you recommend $3,000 worth of a product and of enhancement, they get intimidated by that, right? The customers yelling, "Wow, how come they didn't mention this in the install? How come the last technician didn't recommend this?" And I don't know why technicians don't mention it. You're digging for gold at the end of the day, right? And I think that's something that I would want to work on with the newer technicians is don't get intimidated. Be in there and be confident.
How do you keep, you just said mention it, bring it up.
Bring it up.
And you just talked about your first call that you ran before this podcast.
Yeah.
And you said, I got rejected.
Yeah.
I got rejected. And what you did, Sam, is you smiled.
Oh yeah.
Like just like you're
100%.
doing right now. You smiled.
Yeah.
And you never let it bother you. How do you prevent from taking it personal? Because that's the thing I think separates you.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
you're not taking rejection personally, at least
No.
from what I'm seeing.
Yeah. No, I don't take it personal at all. Because you got to put yourself in their shoes, right? With the customer there, he didn't have his wife with him, which you always want to have your wife involved for sure. But you want to see why, right? Like you want to see why I'm mentioning this to them. At first, rejection for me, like I'll say the first 6 to 8 months when I was here, rejection was a big thing for me. When I got rejected on my first call, that energy I took with me with every call I had. You know, every call I had, I had that bad energy because of my first call. I got rejected. And with the energy that you put out is what you're gonna get back.
Mm.
Right. So I had to overcome that. You know, every call, you're not gonna get a yes. Every call, it's just every call is gonna be a different call, and you have to treat that call like a good call. I can't stress that enough. Um, and yeah, it's just rejection. Rejection is it's not a good thing, but you have to overcome that.
So what I'm hearing you say to me is a great lesson in life, which is
Yeah,
rejection is temporary. And it sounds
yeah,
like early in your career, you almost thought it was permanent. Meaning rejection is
yeah,
temporary. It's over. As soon as you end that call, it's over. It's now
yeah,
time to do what I heard you say earlier. Energy in equals energy out. So if I
yeah,
walk into that next call and my energy is good, regardless of what happened in the morning call, that's what I'm hearing you say.
yeah. No, that's true. No, that's true.
How do you
Um,
do it though? It's not easy.
no, it's not easy. Yeah, I wouldn't say no, it's not easy, but you have to understand that I can't just stress it enough that the energy you put out, you're gonna keep getting it. Um, one big thing with me is I don't know, man. It's definitely not a hard. It's not. You just have to overcome it with that energy. You have to overcome it with that rejection, with them keep telling you no. Um, but like I said, you can't bring that energy to your next fall. I can't stress that enough because you're gonna get that same energy back.
You have competition inside of Cool today. You have other techs that are doing what
I
you're
do.
doing.
I do, but they're nowhere near close. But I do.
Tell me
Uh,
about it though. Does that drive you?
so we have a so yes, I have a buddy of mine that actually works here. Um, his name is Evan. He's actually gonna be going to the GOAT Awards. I
Nice.
think he hit like sixth place. He hit sixth place, and I would say friendly competition is a good thing. I'm gonna be honest. If it wasn't for Evan, I don't think I'd be hitting the numbers I'm at now.
Really?
I mentioned that to him, and I told him that, hey man, like I'm glad that you're here because that friendly competition is I love it. I love it. You know, when he can beat me a week and I'll beat him for the next week, for the next month, 2 months. I love it. I have my cousin working here now. His name is EJ. He's working here now. He's definitely gonna be going to the Go to Wars next year for sure.
Wow.
The people that I've trained, man, they're success stories. The people that I've trained, man, they're really good people, man. So
So did you bring Evan into? You said a buddy of mine.
yeah, Evan, yeah, we graduated together actually.
He graduated from the technical school,
Yeah, from the technical school. Yeah,
and you brought him over to Cool today.
yeah,
Did you
that
work
is
there
correct.
first and say, "Hey, Evan, you got to check this place out"?
Yeah, but well, yeah. So he was working for a different company doing installs, and he was like this close to leaving AC. He was there for a year. He was this close to leaving AC. I guess he got laid off. Um, and I told him, man, just come to Cool today. This job is I told him I feel like this job can change people's lives. And I was only 7 months in. And that's when I was just hitting my numbers. And he gave it a try. And ever since then, when he took this serious and when I took this seriously, man, this career has changed our lives.
Mm.
I bought my first home. He just bought his first home, I think 4 months ago, 5 months ago, same time as I did. And man, we look back at each other as like, this is our testimony and this is our success story.
You bring in your buddy Evan
Yeah.
to work at Cool today.
Yeah.
You then bring in your cousin EJ,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So here's a guy that is bought in to the Cool Today system.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh.
when Andrew and I were off the air, and I'll let Andrew expand on the question, what we notice is here's a guy, Sam, that has gone all in.
Yeah.
How did you do that? What? It's not easy to go all in.
No, it's not. It's not. Um, one thing with them is when I seen them, especially with Evan and my cousin, when I see them, I saw success, right? I know with my cousin, he didn't love it. He didn't like the job he was at. He was working at a warehouse. He had his kid. And I told him, man, I was already doing this for 3 years. Yeah, 3 years now. Yeah, I've been doing this. But he just came in like 6 months ago. And I told him, bro, you don't have, you don't, I would recommend going in the AC industry. And he told me, I don't have any training in that. I don't have the schooling for that. And I told him, let me talk to my boss, Zach, my boss. And I told him, I talked to Zach about it, and he was like, just give him a chance. And I told my cousin, I'm like, yo, like, you're my responsibility. Like, I want you to go far in this company. And he sure did that. He's everything that I know is I gave it to him. And I said, here, man, like, I'm not gonna gatekeep this. Everything I know, all the knowledge I know is I'm gonna hand it to you. And it has to be up to you on what you want to do with it. Same thing with Evan. I've trained all of them. I trained Evan. I trained my cousin. Now you're going to see some next Go to War winners that I've trained. I hope I see Christian. I hope I see Eves. Those are the people that I trained. And like I said, I don't gatekeep this. Everything that I know is I'm going to give it to you guys. And it's just up to you what you guys want to do with it.
Yeah, I love the lineage now, right?
Yeah,
That's freaking great.
100%.
So the question behind like going all in, because I'm just thinking about, what you were talking about with your past and like being down bad and being
Yeah.
surrounded by the wrong people. I have an idea what those people are like. And there's a fine line between going all in and what they would say is called selling out, right? Like how, with the past that you've had and your experiences, what has allowed you to ignore all that noise and just be like, look, cool today. This is my family now. I'm going
Yeah.
all in for my family. How did you kind of like ignore that noise and go all in with cool today?
So the friends that I've had, I'm going to be honest, they weren't gonna go. I feel like they weren't gonna go nowhere in life. I mean, God bless them, but I didn't want to surround myself with that. And it might, uh, to have my family with a place that I want them to be in, I had to make their sacrifices. I don't drink, and I don't do drugs. Um, we have, when we go out there and go to wars, I don't, I surround myself with those people. I love the energy out there, but I don't drink. I never liked it. I never, you know, um, but when I surround myself with good people, it just is a different vibe. Um, I I I cancel the noise on, what they tell me, like the bad things. I cancel that energy. I would rather be where I'm at in the position I'm in than I was in obviously 4 or 5 years ago. Um, but yeah, I overcame that. And
Such a
yeah,
good question because
that was a really good question. I'm
we
not gonna lie.
get accused of selling out when we
Yeah.
start having success.
Yeah.
Oh, you've changed, Kevin. You're not the same person anymore. It's like, yeah, man, I'm trying to be a better person, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you
Yeah.
can't be doing the same lame stuff forever. Like, eventually, you got to grow up a little bit, right? Like,
Yeah.
and then so again, the question was kind of for the younger audience. So thinking about the person that, like somebody else brought their cousin in and that cousin's like, well, I didn't have anything else to do, so I guess I'll go work here. Or
Yeah.
the young person that's like, man, like I don't know if college is the right route for me. What else is available? They stumble upon this podcast. What advice do you have for that person that is also like was in the same situation? Like what questions would you have them ask themselves if they do want to take advantage of these opportunities inside the trades?
I would say, I would say, where do you want to be at in 4 or 5 years? How far do you want to go? Um, y- I know this might sound cliche, but and I know you guys heard this 1,000 times, but never give up. If you take this seriously, promise you your life will change. Um, friends come and go, right? Family doesn't. Family just doesn't. It doesn't come and go. So, I I would ignore all the the BS on what people tell you, what they think of you. It goes one end out the other. Um, whatever you want to focus on, you, if you work hard enough for it, every day you get closer to it. So I just, like I said, I know I'm not sounding cliche, but just never give up, never give up. Always chase your dreams.
I know people are going to want to know, but first off, are going to want to know a little bit more about the techniques that you use in the home. I want to ask you though, you mentioned that you bought a new home. You mentioned your buddy that you brought over, Evan, bought a new home.
You bought a new home, yeah,
Are you kidding me?
yeah. No, that he's buying his home. And he's doing a whole renovation the way he wants it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, and I'm proud of him.
And you keep fanning his flame
Yeah,
like he
100%.
keeps fanning your flame,
Yeah, literally, yeah.
which is just beautiful. And there are people out there like you that want to do that, obviously. And it's
Yeah,
just finding those people, right, that are inspired like you.
of course, 100%. Like I said, you want to keep yourself motivated with people that have the same energy as you do.
So it sounds like you want to be the person that you want to find and emulate. Be that person. And
100.
then you'll likely find those other people in your life. But you got to
Oh,
first be that person. Be the
oh,
inspirational guy.
there you go. Yeah,
So you've bought into this product.
yep,
You've gone all in on this product. Is
yeah,
this the primary product that got you to $1 million? Are there
yeah.
others?
I would say 90% of it.
90% of it. So you just latched onto this and said, I'm going all in on this product. I'm going to run these 2 to 9-year-old maintenance calls. I don't even care if you give me an old call. Are you setting any leads?
No leads, but if a system is, well, you have to understand with these UV lights, you can take them out and put them into the new systems. So I do get a lot of that. I do get customers, well, system is 7, 8 years old. I might not even have another 2 or 3 years out of it. Well, Mr. Customer, yeah, you might be right, but in the span of 2 or 3 years, you don't want that growth to just sit there. Um, but no, I don't really do much leads. I do it if it's necessary. Like if the system's out of warranty and the coil needs if it's leaking refrigerant, of course I would recommend a new system before anything. Because it's mainly what the customer needs, right? If they need a new system, I would recommend on holding off on the lights and let's think about getting a new system because you guys are out of warranty. At this point, you guys are paying out of pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay. Out of 100 clients that you go see, what percentage of them are financing that purchase?
ooh. Um Out of 100, I'll probably say 10%, 15% out of it.
So only 15 out of 100. So the
Yeah.
other 85 are paying cash.
Yeah, they're paying. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
believe it or not. Yeah, they are.
Okay, but you're always offering it.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
You're offering the financing, you're offering cash, and you're saying 85% of them are going the cash route. I'll just write you a check or I'll give you a credit card for the
Yeah.
29.15 today. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, correct. What I get back a lot too is what it seems like a lot of customers, they don't want the monthly payment, in my opinion. I think that's what it feels like. I do bring up the financing. I usually tell them, hey, I know a lot of people don't like to hear this, but we do have financing options. Um, and it's maybe, even with their lifestyle, they might be even financing that. So that's why I always bring it up. I always bring it up no matter what. But,
Mm-hmm.
but like 85, yeah, I think like 85% of it, it's mainly them paying cash.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Last question I have about techniques in the home. Anything special that you're doing? Obviously, my guess is you're talking about the fact that you have it installed in your own home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else any technique that you find that is working for you that you think is world class that you can share with the other technicians in Renge?
I would say is I can't stress this enough is you get the customer involved as much as you can. Building that relationship will go far. Like I said, a homeowner doesn't care how much you know. They care they can trust you. All right. Once you have that trust with them, all that other stuff follows on how much you know. You know, if I believe in and passing it on, right? Because when you have others, you know, when you have others that you build a team and you build legacy is what I think. So yeah.
That's great. That's great. So if I can just kind of wrap up what I heard you say today. For that technician that is newer, I think what I'm hearing is, number one, Sam went all in.
100%.
Sam believes. Sam believes in Cool Today. Sam has made a decision that this is the right road for him. This is the road to prosperity, and you've seen it.
Oh, 100%.
So I think that is what I got out of today. Sam made a decision. As a maintenance technician, I am going to build a career, make well over $100,000 a year. I'm just saying, right?
Almost 200.
God bless America.
Yeah,
Okay?
almost 200, yeah.
As a maintenance technician running 2 to 9-year-old calls, generating no replacement leads, because that's where a lot of techs will go down that road and say, hey, the way I make 150, 200 is I have to be able to generate leads. You're saying, no, give me the 2-year-old system.
Yeah. No, yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
Okay. So you went all in on that. You bought into the product. You probably educated yourself on the product. You know how it works.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I pitched myself to a mirror when I was really dedicated. I searched things up. I did what I did. I role played with, you know, I role played. And I, like I said, looking in the mirror, see how you look when you pitch it is my thing.
Okay. You went all in. Number two, you go into a home and your objective is to build trust.
Mm-hmm.
Your objective is to build a great relationship with that client. If that means you're going to talk about a painting for 40 minutes, you're going to talk about a painting for 40 minutes.
40 minutes. Yes. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
And the next thing I heard you say is you're going to get the client involved.
No, 100%.
You are going to show them their coil, whether it be through pictures, whether it be physically taking them over to the coil, opening it up.
Yeah. Getting them involved.
Getting them involved. You're then going to offer it. And that, to me, I want to make sure we stress. You offer it. Sounds like you offer it just about on every single call, because sales is a numbers game.
Yeah, it is. It sure is.
Closed mouths go unfed.
Ooh, that's a good one.
So you've got to open your mouth. You've got to offer it to every single client over and over and over again.
Over and over.
What I also heard you say is you've recognized that rejection is temporary and you get over it rather than taking it personally.
Exactly.
You also share with the client how you have the system installed in your own home,
Very good.
how you're receiving the benefits. And I'm sure you could speak to those, and I'm sure you tell the client those benefits.
100%.
Andrew, you heard that, right, buddy? We got a superstar here.
And the cool thing is, like, being a part of this podcast, like, I could just shoot him a text message later on today. I get access to a goat right now. That's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Heck
Hey,
yeah.
Sam, so impressive, buddy. I'm so impressed with who you are. Way more than just the 1,088 that you did, who you are and the family man that you are and how much you care and how much passion you bring to the, to the game every day. I'm
Yeah.
proud of that. I'm really, and anybody that watches this podcast is going to see that.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Any final comments you want to send to, EJ or Evan or your 3 kids? What? Well, let's send the message to the young technician inside of Wrench that maybe their first 6 to 8 months they were totally insecure. They hated rejection, right? You said you
Oh,
or
yeah.
you couldn't handle it.
I would say to the new to the youth and even to veterans, right? The veteran technicians that are in here. Take this seriously. Take this seriously because once you do, I promise you, your life will change. Um, and like I said, it might sound cliche, but just never give up on what you want to be in life. Um, and to my 3 kids, I love you. You know, Daddy can't wait till he goes home and see you guys. My fiance, I love you too. To Evan and my cousin EJ, just keep grinding for success. Stay grounded, 100%. And to all the newer technicians, even the technicians that I train, hope to see you guys next year in the Gold Awards.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Well, Sam, here's a guy. I should say, Andrew. Here's a gentleman that's always making his future bigger than his past.
Oh
So we're
yeah.
going to end with that, brother. Always
All right.
make your future bigger than your past.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you for having me, Kevin.
oh, Sam, so good, buddy. We'll see you in San Diego. And here's to a bigger
100%.
future.
Yeah. You guys have a blessed day. Thank you.
All right, buddy. Take care. Thank you.
Yep.